o'clock on the Fantastic Friday Feeling Breakfast Show with me, Chris Boulton, through till 10 a.m, of course. And I've been joined by my next caller, and it is Meryl Prale from Newbury Soup Kitchen. Good morning, Meryl.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm always a bit jaded on a Friday morning,
I know.
as you know, because we had the soup kitchen last night, and it was quite an intense one.
Yeah.
So I didn't sleep very well. But I'm up, I've got my coffee, and I'm very happy to talk to you.
Good. Now, I always feel very guilty when I say, can you come on the radio on a Friday morning? Because I know, it's your busiest day of the week, really, isn't it? A Thursday, and has been forever, really. But you're back at the Salvation Army Centre, aren't you, now?
Yes, I do usually do about 14, 16-hour day on a Thursday. But what we've done is we've been able to open the Salvation Army. There's a new officer there, Alex, who's been absolutely amazing. We're doing it on a takeaway basis. So we've got a huge awning that we put up outside, trestle tables, and we're serving from the door. So we're bringing the food down, and it's being prepared and sorted in the kitchen there. And we had 30 last night. So the numbers are still way lower than they were, but they are increasing every week, definitely.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? So you're at that sort of low ebb, but it probably will increase now as we get into the sort of the depths of winter, won't it?
Yeah, and it's not all rough sleepers that come to us. It's people in the hostels. It's people who just need support. It's quite incredible. And they come to see us often because they need some support outside food. I mean, we're still running on a Saturday in the wharf out the back of our van, and we had 20 on Saturday, so that's way more than normal. So, and new people are coming in all the time, and we're getting a lot more people, for instance, sleeping in their cars. So they've moved out of their accommodation because obviously, I don't know, relationship breakdowns, or they've lost their jobs, or furlough, they've been made redundant. And they've got cars, and they're still in their cars until the point they can't afford their cars anymore, and then they will go. So we're seeing an increase in that, definitely. The rough sleeper numbers are relatively stable at the minute because the council are working very hard to try and get people off the streets when and where they can, but they've only got so much accommodation they can do that with. And, I think as the winter moving forward and COVID hitting, biting locally as it is, I think they're going to increase.
Yeah, sadly, I can see that happening. So you're operating Saturdays out of your van at the wharf, and then obviously Thursdays. And, of course, you've got your new kitchen facility as well, haven't you now? Well, not so new now. It's been running for a while.
Well, we've got the unit in Hambridge Lane that Adrian Smith from Swift has kindly given us. He's been absolutely amazing. And since May, we've been putting it all together, painting it, getting it all up and running. And we applied for planning permission for the kitchen, which we've got. So the kitchen now is being dealt with. We've had to put a stud wall in, all the electrics. Newbury Electrical Services came the other Saturday and put all our electrics in for absolutely nothing.
Fantastic.
A team of guys came, people came in, they worked 9 hours, and I cannot thank them enough. And so the plumber starts Tuesday. We've got flooring lined up. Food Standard Agency have come in, done a pre-inspection for us, which they don't normally do, which I asked them to make sure we were doing everything right, which has been wonderful. The support we've had has been incredible. We've got a lot of our kitchen stuff donated, but we're still obviously buying, spending out money like there's no tomorrow to get it together. But it's going to be a wonderful place. Then we can increase what we do. We're then not having to work around other people's facilities. We will have more control of what we're able to do. And it's going to be a fantastic space. We're so excited.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I saw it very early on. I think we'd just gone into lockdown, actually, when I popped in. Hand sanitizer was an all new thing there and everything, and I had a look. And it's a great facility, isn't it, with all the storage space you've got and a really big, sort of very efficient-looking sort of kitchen area. So it'd be great to see it again, actually. But, obviously things have moved on.
I mean, we've just had a stud wall put in, so I'm shouting out this morning if anybody is a plasterer could come and plaster it for us, ideally next week or the week after,
right.
Because it's plasterboard, and I think for a commercial kitchen it won't be good enough to just paint it. So if there's any plasterer out there who's willing to come and help us, I'd be really, really grateful.
Okay, so you've had the electricians on, just to break in there, Meryl. So you've had the electricians in, you've had the plumbers in, so it's a plasterer you need. So just on that point, how do they best get hold of you? If there's a plasterer out there listening this morning, Kennet Radio, how would they best get hold of you?
Well, they can contact me on the phone number that's on our website, newburysoupkitchen.org.uk. We've got a Facebook page. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. and through you, Chris. So if anybody can get hold of us, I would be really, really grateful. We've had so much support. I'm constantly overwhelmed and humbled by the local community and how they support the rough sleepers and the soup kitchen. But it's got to continue. You know, we can't do what we do without the community support. And we're not going to go anywhere, and the situation is not going to get any better. So, you know, I've just wanted to give this opportunity to say thank you to everybody who's supported up to now. People have made us face masks, people have knitted hats, you know, and also that's good for other people's mental health, keeping them busy while they've been in self-isolation, and I support all of that. So, you know, thank you to everybody. It's been lovely.
Indeed. Well, certainly that's heard loud and clear by the listeners. But in other forms of help now, obviously we talked about the plastery. You still need donations in terms of money and food, and, you know, how can people help in other ways?
Yes, financial donations are obviously always important because we have to spend out now. We're paying rent. We've got food to buy. We've still got equipment to buy. But ongoing, our food stocks are pretty good at the minute, but the donations in the supermarkets have definitely reduced. We have donation boxes in the co-ops in Hungerford, Wash Common, Speen, and the two Lidls, the new Lidl and the one on the A4. That food comes to us, but the donations are down absolutely hugely. So if anybody's shopping in those supermarkets, if they can pop a tin or two, we'd be really, really grateful. And there's a list on those baskets of what we need at the moment.
Great, okay.
We've also, as of the 10th of November, we're able, and we're really pleased that we're opening one of our other outreach sessions, which is the Holt nurses, the community nurses. We had to close that down because of lockdown, but we're setting that up again, which means people on benefits who are struggling to get to a doctor for whatever reason, particularly the rough sleepers and the people who are in food need and everything else, can come to us on a Wednesday. On a Tuesday at the Salvation Army Hall at 2:00. And there's Amanda there, the community nurse, and there'll be a mental health nurse. So that's another service that we're providing now.
So
we're really pleased
that's
about.
A new one. So Salvation Army Hall at 2:00 on a Tuesday afternoon. So that's your new service.
Yeah. As of the 10th of November.
10th of November. And that's not that's about support. That's not about food then on, just to be clear on that one. Yeah.
No, that's not about food. That's, you can see a mental health nurse or you can see a community nurse. And Amanda's amazing. They will signpost and support. And it's really important because there's a lot of people out there that don't want to go to a doctor for whatever reason, don't engage as well as they should. And this opportunity comes, they can come and have a cup of tea. It's all done carefully with social distancing, obviously, and
of course,
masks, etc. But they will be there from the 10th of November.
Yeah, okay, good. That's good to signpost that one as well. So how do you see it panning out over the next few months? As certainly we get into the sort of depths of winter with, obviously we might see more rough sleepers. It's interesting you say about this sort of new phenomenon, isn't it, of people using cars. You know, obviously people sofa surf, but now, from what I've picked up from elsewhere, this sleeping in cars seems to be becoming a bigger thing as well.
Yeah, I think, as I said, I think the numbers are going to go up. I think it's going to be a difficult winter for everybody. The volunteers are going to be out in it because normally we're obviously wrapped up in the Salvation Army Hall, providing everything. We're all outside, and we don't care. You know, if people need us, they'll come to us. The numbers are going up. I mean, last night we had a chap stood in his work clothes who's homeless now. He's been in his work clothes since Monday and hasn't had a shower, and is homeless, and he will lose his job unless he can get some support. And it's terribly upsetting because we feel so helpless at times, and all I can do on the whole is signpost and have conversations with people and try and push things through. We pay for hotel rooms for odd nights for people, but again, we can't sustain that as a charity.
No.
So we work very closely with the council, but the council are under pressure. But there are people out there all the time, rough sleeping, and this poor guy's, still working hard and going in pretending nothing is happening. So it's a pride thing. He felt so ashamed, and that's very difficult to stand in front of and watch, a grown man cry. So it's a very emotional job for us. But today, that's one of my jobs, to make lots of phone calls and see what we can do to help him. Yeah,
because that's it, isn't it? Often, people see you as the soup kitchen, as it says in the title of the charity, but obviously it's not just about food. You provide an amazing amount of support, and obviously that gentleman there that's obviously, really hard times, then you'll be trying to help him and get him into some form of accommodation, won't you?
Yeah, well, ongoing. So we want to build and expand into a community support centre of our own,
Indeed.
which will provide the outreach that I do now. And a lot of what I do is face-to-face or on the phone. What we need is a building that people can come to us, where we've got everything under one roof.
Yeah.
But until then, we'll just manage with the hall, the back of the van. I've got other ideas up my sleeve. And the outreach side that I do, I was in court with somebody, in Crown Court with somebody for a whole week, a couple of weeks ago. I've been to the doctors with somebody yesterday, with one of the ex-rough sleepers females, because they needed a handhold. I do a lot of that side of stuff. But, we need a building. And I know Greenham Trust has said that they'll support us, but at the minute, nobody can find one. So I'm appealing anybody out there who knows a very big building we need to do all this. That's our long-term goal.
Yeah, indeed. That's been a long-term project, hasn't it? And sort of looking to find the ideal building for you. So that's the bigger need. The smaller need, just to repeat it, is a plasterer you need in the next week or two, really, don't you? To help you, and it's not a massive space. It's just a study petition, isn't it, that you're looking to get plastered?
Yeah, it's a plasterboard stud wall that's being put up. Both sides need doing before we can go in and paint it. And the company are going to come and paint it on one of their volunteer days.
Great.
So that's really good, but it just needs to be done before then.
Yeah. Indeed. Okay, we'll put a shout out for that. So, well, great to catch up with you this morning. While you're drinking your morning coffee.
So, yes, I am. I've got croissant waiting.
Oh, wonderful. Excellent. Breakfast as well. So that's fantastic. Well, I wish you luck today in sorting out the guy you were telling us about earlier that's become homeless, and hopefully you can help him during the course of the day to find somewhere to live.
Yeah, I hope so. But thank you, Chris, for having me on again, and
not at all.
Have a good day, everybody, and keep smiling.
Yeah, we'll certainly do that. No, thanks for everything you're doing. Thanks, Meryl. Good to talk to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Bye.
Bye for now. Bye. It's great to talk to Meryl Prale there from Newbury Soup Kitchen about what they do locally. And if you are a plasterer out there listening to Kennet Radio this morning and can help them, then either get in touch via Kennet Radio, via me, or get in touch directly with the Soup Kitchen. Actually, if you put Newbury Soup Kitchen into Google, you'll find all the channels they're available on. For now, here is Phil Collins. Something happened on the way to heaven. We are 20 minutes past 9 o'clock on the Fantastic Friday Feeling Breakfast.